Welcome to the 1/6 Scale Man proudly presents Say What. It's your boy LR bringing you the best in everything pop culture. And I have the usual suspects here with me tonight, as we will be shortly hosting a very, very special guest. Good friend of mine, Rei Kennex. If you don't know her, you will know her if you don't follow her on Instagram. Pretty much every platform she's been on, she's killed it. She is a cosplayer supreme. So we will have her in here shortly. But yeah, we're going to bring in pretty much the rest of the bunch, the wild bunch. So you can actually see them all here with me. What's going on with you guys, man? What's up? What's up with y'all today?
What's up, bro? Like, happy to be here, man. And I'm
cool.
excited to meet Ray. And everyone doesn't give me enough credit in the chat layout.
They don't give you credit.
I mean, they call me pretty boy, but they also call me respectful boy. Because I don't do anything to make anyone uncomfortable. Not that not asking Olive Garden question isn't a good question, because that you could ask anybody.
Yeah, you can.
It's a good
you can pretty much thing. Any and everybody you can actually ask those questions to. You already know how that goes, man. Yeah. What's going on, Brendan? I see you got the you got a partner in crime with you right now. The one and only Venom himself.
Brendan, you grew a really nice tongue.
Well, I'm not going to lie. That's not the first time I've been told that.
There we go. Demonetization for the night.
Get my focus. That's better. Yeah, man. I've been looking forward to tonight, and just to kind of warm up for the night. I had some fun deliveries with Venom and Trevor Slattery, aka the fake Mandarin. So yeah, it's been a good day.
Yeah,
Nice.
Definitely, man. It's going to be a good evening here. Let's go to the chat and see who's all in here with us. We got Max Geekdom in the building. What's going on with you, man? We got Frog Man. We got Lynch Designs in the building. We got Philip the Fool. We got Latoya T, of course, the queen, all day, every day. We got Tobar in the building. Bob Dylan is in the house. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Dave C. We got Monica Mabane in this joint. Man, we got some people up in here, bro. Like I think they came to see who we have tonight. So we're gonna pretty much get her in here shortly. She's doing a couple of things, but she's gonna jump in here. But yeah, man, what's up? Like, what's up in the world, in the realm of everything that's possible right now, Will? I mean, what's up with you, bro? Like, besides, I mean, just living the life, man. It's like we're running a marathon, bro. We just came off of one last night.
Yeah.
We're in this one today. Probably be in one later on tonight, and then we have the introduction of the. So all right. Listen. Everybody out there, right? So tomorrow, if you are actually out there in Geekdom land right now, tomorrow we are officially releasing the first episode of Uncivilized Scoundrels. So tomorrow will be the first episode. Now, let me ask y'all real quick, would you like to hear or see the intro of like the introduction of the show? If everybody in chat, if you want to hear the introduction of the show, if you want to see the introduction of the show, let me know right now.
By far the hottest theme song.
If you want to hear
track to any stream, any channel that's out there, this one. If you want to hear it, now I'm not gonna let you hear it until I get a few more people out there saying they want to hear it. If you want to hear it, give me a hashtag hell yeah if you want to hear it. Let's get a few of them in there. If you want to hear this, if you want to see the intro, is hashtag give me a hell yeah. So if y'all want to see it, what's up? I want to see those hashtags real quick before we actually show y'all. I'm waiting.
Hell yeah, I'm jumping in, baby.
I'm waiting. Here goes one. Who else?
I've already seen it, and I want to see it again. Because that was fire.
Hey, hashtag hell yeah if you want to see it. Okay, we got a couple. Who else we got in here? Hashtag hell yeah, baby. That's what's up. I see y'all. Come on, let's get one or two more. Maybe two more in here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give y'all an exclusive sneak peek at the tomorrow's intro. So if y'all ready, I'm not even going to say if y'all ready. We're just going to do it. Let's go.
so uncivilized.
I don't think y'all ready for it. I really don't. I really don't think y'all ready. I really don't think y'all ready. Like,
that was
seriously,
beautiful. Liam.
I don't think y'all ready for it. All right.
Damn.
Now, everybody's like fire, sick. Appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
If y'all thought that was heat, wait till tomorrow night's show. I'm telling y'all, tune in. Tomorrow night's show is going to be spectacular. For real. He said, yo, that hits right there. That's what I'm talking about. It does. Hits all day. Like, shout out to my man Mario. His cousin is the one who produced the track. He literally killed that. He gave us the boom bat, a little bit of flavor in that. So tomorrow, definitely, it will go live. And I hope to see everybody here. Again, it's going to be an amazing show. We're going to have an amazing panel. A lot of individuals here. Mario will be here. Brenda will be here. We're going to have Dean as well. So there's going to be a couple of people. I'm trying to get, Will. We got to get Will. We got to get Will on here sometime, man. But I'm not going to get Will in here until he has to. You know what? As a matter of fact, when we get Will on here, right? When we get you on that show, bro, you have to pick. Don't even tell me which one. Because since the theme of the night is cosplay. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You have to pick one of those characters, one of which, I know you pick whichever one you want, and you have to debut it on the show, bro. You have to not debut it, but you just have to wear it on the show just once.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'm working on a Durasteel Mando, and it's almost done.
For real?
Yeah, I cannot wait, dude. It's taken so long to build and assemble.
You got to sit there and do the whole episode in that, the helmet and everything, the whole
I've done worse, Brendan, because I've been out in those costumes in like 95-degree weather, and trust me, they're hot as hell anyway. And you put you out in the sun.
You have a Revan, right?
Revan, Vader, Kylo. Yeah. So yeah, those are my big three. I have two different versions. I have Starkiller based Kylo, and then just Force Awakens regular Kylo, because those are my favorite. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna show some pictures tonight. I'm not gonna spoil too much from the segment.
Good thing with those cosplays, you've got a mask built in already, so you're good to go for cons right now.
Oh, that's true, man. That's true. But I can't make love connections with the mask on because they can't see the pretty face. So
thank God you said connection at the end of that, because I just heard I can't make love, and I got really nervous.
That extra word
really
is
nervous
crucial.
on that one.
But by the way, guys, I did get my second vaccine shot today. And every time I got both of them, I always my tongue is tingly. Did they inject me with LSD or something? Because I'm pretty sure every time my tongue gets tingly and just feels weird. Is that normal?
You didn't get vaccinated in a McDonald's parking lot, did you?
Yeah. It was like a van.
You went to
they
a
just told me to get
place
in.
To go.
Yeah, it was a van. I just got
Some guy just offered you candy and said, "Come in the back." And
he was like,
"I
got the Moderna," and I was like, "All right, sick." And then he just.
When did you get it?
Today.
How's your arm? Well, see, when you told me that you were asleep earlier, I was like, yeah. And now that you're telling me that you got the vaccine, it makes perfectly good sense, because in the very beginning, you get that first shot, it lays you back just a tad bit.
Yeah.
But after that, you're good to go. So yeah.
I was Johnson & Johnson, baby, one and done.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. See, I got my second, so I'm fully vaxxed now. And also, Leo, I had to nap
technically 2 weeks from today, you are.
Oh, that's true, I guess. Well, because I was up late because Justin kept me up late recording the podcast, and he was talking to me about ramen noodles and this Australian steak. So I'm not sure, but
How did you get talking about ramen?
I don't know, man. Justin, it's hard to keep him on track sometimes. He's not here to defend himself, so I can just say whatever I want. So
he might be watching.
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah.
Well, if you are, it's the truth. Well, he had this luxurious ramen noodles. I was talking about the packs you get at Walmart for 80 cents. But the only way to cook those is on the stove. You can't cook them in the microwave. It's just not classic.
What you do, you can elevate the regular ramen though. All right, you take.
Oh yeah.
take the regular like ramen that you just cook on the stovetop. I'm talking like you can get them at Costco. I'm talking about like the, you know, the packages that just have like the noodle like hardened into like a square, and then the sauce.
Yep.
Right. Take those, and then you spice it up. Add a little maybe gochujang. I like to add a little, you know, for a little Korean flavor, or like a tablespoon of sriracha.
Sriracha.
Or truff hot sauce, right? Add that in there, mix that up. Now you've got now you're cooking with grease.
See, Leo, if you're a collector
good.
on a budget like all of us, then sometimes you got to eat ramen. And Brennan's giving you some good tips here.
And so cheap, and you can flavor it a bunch of different ways. So you've got some good. You know, you have it doesn't get boring. It never gets boring.
Variety.
It's an adventure.
I eat grass and lettuce, so that's cheaper.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. If Leo's hungry, he just goes out and mows his lawn.
That's it.
There you go.
That's pretty much it. So listen, everybody. Like, if you aren't familiar with tonight's guest, and like I said, she will be here shortly. I just want to post something up. Her name is Rei Kennex. Again, pretty much one of the lead. I actually, when I kind of was new to it, you know, not new to it, but just more so, you know, just getting in and, you know, looking at different, you know, things, and, you know, when I, you know, really got myself submersed in the whole cosplay realm, you know, it was crazy how, you know, especially when The Force Awakens dropped, I came across, you know, Rey, and I was like, wow, like, phenomenal. Like, some of the stuff that I actually saw from her was incredible. If you're not really familiar with her work, this is one of hers right here. You know, this is her as Ahsoka Tano. Like I said, again, she's basically amazing when it comes to a lot of her cosplay work. She's, you know, really phenomenal, really down to earth, nice person, but she brings these characters to life. You know, and I know, Will, like you said, you being a cosplayer yourself,
yeah,
it's like, you know, putting these things together, man. Like, I mean, it's like it's I don't want to say basically it's tedious, but it's time consuming. I just believe that it's really like, you know, once you get to the finished product, of course, it's like at the end of the day, you're like, you know what? Everything else was worth it. Like, it was just worth it. Getting to that point where you've actually had some amazing pieces, and you finally accomplished what you wanted to. And the thing is, it's like, people, look, I never knew how serious people take cosplay, but then again, I didn't know how much work goes into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of work that actually goes into it. I mean, and you have to be really particular, because you see some bad ones and you see some good ones. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like, you know, even with the upcoming Comic-Con, I mean, I know regardless of what the pandemic is, there's going to be a lot of people there, you know, cosplaying, walking around, taking pictures, taking photos and stuff like that. Now, I wonder if there's going to be, like, you know, people keeping a distance, but, you know, of course, they'll probably enforce that at the. But Will, it's like, yo, stuff like this. Like, when I see her work and I see some of her pieces, it's just like, yo, like, it's phenomenal. Like, it's like, sure. Does it, you know, when you're doing it, like, how long would it normally take you to kind of, or how long, put it this way, when you actually got some of the pieces that you had, how long did it take you to kind of get those pieces together, bro?
Oh, dude, a long time. And I don't want to spoil too much from the presentation.
Okay.
But what I will say, Leo, it's a great question, because cosplay, I really feel like it's like you said, you introed it perfectly. It's so rewarding once it's done. It's like anything. It's like going to school or being a parent. Like, sometimes it's really hard. Like, there's hills and valleys, but when you get, you know, through the process, it's very rewarding. Like building a Maji case, right? Mm-hmm. It's a pain in the ass from what I heard, but when it's built, it looks incredible. And look behind Brendan.
I love how your 2 points of reference were having kids and building a Maji case, neither one of which you've fucking done.
But you guys have done it, and I can live vicariously through you.
We've done both.
I've built multiple DTOFs, though. And those are a pain in the ass, too. Probably not as bad as a Maji case. But
No, Maji case, dude, I had a much easier time building the Maji case. It was a big setup, so it took a while. But like, once you figure out the rail system, like figure out the order, it's easy to do solo.
Yeah.
All right? Even knowing the process for building a DTOF, it's a pain in the dick to build it by yourself.
Yeah, because you can't hold everything.
It's like, I don't know how you did it and didn't manage to have one of the sides fall over and shatter.
Right.
Like,
I have long arms. I was able to hold it together. But layout.
Module case is not that bad to put together. It's just it's a lot easier solo than a DTOLF solo. I'll say that.
Yeah, because layout. What I will say about cosplay is it's so rewarding in the end, especially like because you can feel like you can really like embody the character and like step into their shoes for however long you're wearing the costume. And the biggest, I think, most rewarding thing about it is like seeing other people's reaction to it, especially when you go to events. Like I do a lot of 501st events, so it's a lot of charity events with kids, with families, even adults.
Cosplayers are next level,
dude. Yeah, because all mine are that, and like I go to all these events with them, and it's so much fun, and like and it's so rewarding because like you take you're exhausted by the end of the day. You take hundreds of photos, you're hot as hell in the costume, but people love it, and the kids think you're real. Like the kids think you're the real character.
When you do you go for like all 3 days of a con? Like, are you like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or are you just?
See, that's a good question. But the problem is, to me, like I live out in the country, so like there's not really many Comic-Cons near me. Like if they are, they're like one day. So like it's like smaller. Like Baltimore Comic-Con I've never actually been to because it's like almost 3 hours away from me. So
that far, okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty far. So like I was gonna go to New York Comic Con and I wanted to meet up with Leal and maybe some others, but like the problem was like with the tickets this year, like it was just impossible. And with COVID, so I'm hoping next year we can go and I can bring one of my costumes or multiple ones and we can all go.
I think next year we're all going to New York Comic Con.
I really hope so.
You guys should come to Fan Expo Boston too. But yeah, I think we're all gonna do.
Star Wars
Fan
Celebration
Expo
too.
Boston was this past weekend. And it was gutting me to not go. But again, I have 2 kids that are to be vaccinated, and it just wasn't worth the risk. But I mean, I saw like on their Instagram, their stories and everything, and some other people that I knew that did go, and it was like empty. It was like mostly cosplayers and like people working the event. I was like, damn, actually, I probably could have gone. There weren't that many people to avoid. But I mean, they had Katie Sackhoff, Ray Fisher, Summer Glau. They had a bunch of people from like the CW Arrowverse shows, and like I was bummed that the whole weekend that I couldn't go. But one thing I was curious. So when you cosplay at a con or any type of event, how do you balance how much time you spend in cosplay with how much time you get to actually just walk around and enjoy the con? Because I feel like when you're stopping for like pictures and doing that stuff so much that it's almost like you're working the event. So it's almost like, do you carve out time where it's like, okay, I'm just going as me, not cosplaying, so I can go and I can enjoy this for a couple of hours? Or like I feel like otherwise you like miss out on some of the stuff that we love. Lael and I love going to cons for.
Yeah, it's true. And honestly, I don't balance it as well as I should. Because the 501st, like you sign up for the troop, right? And you're all there together, and like you can do as long as you want or as short as you want, right? So like it's totally fine. But when everyone's going for like the full length, like you going for 4 or 5 hours, and like you're really like in costume the whole time, like that definitely is something where like I don't. Like I usually like do most of the event, like maybe at least 2/3 of it, and then I'll hop out of costume and just be done for the day and walk around and do whatever.
Because you're not going to take it off and then go back in. It's too much of a process.
It's too much of a pain in the ass. You got to get people to help you most of the time. Like most of these costumes, you cannot get in by yourself. So like it's just not possible for most of them. So it's getting in and out of it and like getting someone to help you and getting it right, make sure something's not broken. Like so it's like I think maybe
I film a lot of weddings, so I'm used to that. You're basically a bride.
100%. So like you really are. So like, but yeah, like I think you can balance it. But like if I was going to like New York Comic Con with you guys or something, I wouldn't be in costume the whole time. Like I would be in costume like maybe like a quarter to half of the time because I'd want to hang out with you guys and like walk around and stuff. Like which we could do in costume, but it's just too hot. You can't see shit. Like
if you do celebrity pictures, do you stay in costume?
Yeah, like because they wouldn't take a picture with me otherwise, They would be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
no, I mean, like if you pay, like like you can pay and go do like the photo lines and stuff with a celebrity.
For us, it's all free. So it's all. Oh no, so you mean like go to meet celebrities myself?
Yeah, and do the photo ops that you can purchase there.
Yeah, I've never done one of those, but I would love to. So like for New York, I would definitely be down for that. Like I think I would probably say it would depend. If I was meeting like Adam Driver or something, I would stay in costume. But if I was because if I was dressed as Kylo, like if I was dressed as the character or someone from the, like if I was meeting Katie Sackhoff and I was wearing my Mando, I would wear the costume.
We got to meet and take a photo with Michael J. Fox a couple years back.
Nice.
They at Fan Expo they did was it 35th at the time reunion of so they had Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox. Who else did they have? They had a cut Leah Thompson. So they had like 4 or 5 of them from the cast, and you could actually take a picture individually with each one of them. You could take pictures with all of them. You could take pictures with the DeLorean. They had a legit DeLorean there, so that was crazy.
Nice, nice.
It was funny. We took pictures with Michael J. Fox, and I'm like smiling, but my wife, she kept blinking, so they kept having to take the picture over again. So the final one, she's intense, like trying not to blink. So she's like, like this, and she looks like a fucking serial killer. So it's like I always show people the picture, and I'm like, just cut my wife off and just look at me. It's like Michael J. Fox and me, and it just looks like 2 people smiling for a picture. But then I block me and show just her and Michael J. Fox, and it looks like a psycho, and then his smile looks like he's like a hostage, and he's like, oh shit, what the hell is she gonna do to me? Completely changes the dynamic of the picture.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we did photo ops with like Zachary Levi, from Chuck and Shazam, Freddie Prinze Jr., the cast of Boy Meets World. I got to hug Topanga. That was a highlight for
wow.
me. That was a real.
I'm sure your wife
for
loved
me.
that.
You know what? She said she was fine because she got to hug Ryder Strong. So
she was
all good. Speaking of huggers, John Travolta. We did pictures with that dude. He pulled us in and gripped us so tight for hugs, like for the picture. I was surprised. John Travolta is a hugger.
Yeah.
But all right. So, my question is, okay, as a resident cosplayer, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the joy of having people walk up to you and, take photos or ask you to take photos. When is it, how do you separate, the enjoyment to like maybe like the exhaustion of, you're walking around a con pretty much all day. You're dressed in full garb. If you're in certain areas and it's hot, how do you kind of deal with that? Like, how do you deal with the simple fact that, you're knowing you're in full garb, you're probably, you're portraying a character that pretty much half the individuals there are probably excited to see. Like, how do you, separate that? And like, when it becomes a point where you're just like, I'm completely exhausted. I need to get out of this, but the show must go on. Like, how do you deal with that?
Right, dude. It's so much fun. And Leo, I shared a picture. This can give you an idea. So, and I could find some other ones too. So this is kind of like, this is me as Kylo. So so this is the kind of stuff that we would do. Like we would do baseball games and things like that. And that's actually my aunt and uncle in the photo.
Okay.
So yeah, they're like huge Star Wars fans. So it's funny that they came to the game to see me. So, and dude, this is like a local, like, I think it's like single A baseball team or something like that. So it's like
what time of year is this?
July or May or something.
I
think it's May the 4th. Dude, it's hot as a motherfucker.
Ooh.
Like, and this Kylo costume is hot. I could be out in the Antarctic and I would be hot. Like,
so you're dropping some lbs after these. Like you the next day you're like 12 pounds lighter.
Yeah, and let me see if I can find. Everyone can go through my Facebook. It's totally fine. Everyone's there. This is going to be on.
Well, I mean, apparently people go through your Facebook and steal pictures and make them their profile pictures anyway. So
yeah, so I had there were different things from the event. See, so I'll do and I did this one as Darth Vader. Let's see.
How tall are you, Will?
I'm like 6'4". So this one would be in the show. This is me as Vader. So I this is hot as hell too because this we did a parade. Like this one was a parade, and this one was like a 2-mile walk in the costume. So I don't know how Vader does it, to be honest.
That's July too.
This was I think March or April, so not quite as bad.
That's better.
But you can see we had a bunch of snowies here. And the one snow you can see in the back right here, he was taller than I was. Like I was 6'4", and with the boots on, I'm like 6'5", maybe 6'6". So and dude, for real, it was so hot. Even in March, and these events are so much fun. I even did I do other ones as Kylo and things like that. And I actually did a photo shoot as Revan. So yeah. So that one I did. There was a photographer locally who reached out to me. He was like, dude, I totally want to photograph some of your costumes. And we only did the one and then he moved. So we didn't get to do the other one.
What kind of lightsabers do you have?
These are Saberforge lightsabers, but they're custom installed.
Okay.
So you can get. One thing I'm going to talk about in the presentation is you can't really get any of this stuff off the rack. It's like basically with cosplay, it takes almost always. This one, Revan's kind of the exception. Most of this came from one vendor, but in most cases, you're going to get everything from a different vendor, every single part of the costume. In most cases, this one you can see we had a Chirrut Imwe. So he was part of our group, and I've trooped with him a decent amount. He has a Jango Fett and a bunch of other stuff. So that kind of stuff, kids love it, and we do all those kind of events.
Did he use the contacts that blur the irises?
He did.
It looks like he's drunk.
Yeah, this is me just test fitting Revan in my parents' kitchen. So that kind of stuff is so much fun. Even my mom, she'll bitch about having to help, but in the end, she's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And this is Kylo, see? So stuff like that, right?
Do you do custom cut and sew?
Nope, this is all purchased. I'm not. This is something I'll talk about too. But basically, I don't make any of my stuff. I buy a lot of it from different vendors, and I do a lot of research. Just
so you're
because
getting the best pieces from each vendor that you can.
Yeah, and because otherwise, if you don't do your research, then it could just be really a mess and take you forever. But you can see this kind of stuff, this parade, guys. This parade, we walked 2 miles. They had to come back and get me because everyone got so far ahead of me because I got stopped every 2 seconds because I was Darth Vader, and that's everyone's favorite. Everyone loves Vader. So literally, there were 5,000 people at this parade. So I literally could not move, and people kept swamping me like I was a celebrity or something. So it was crazy just to see that. I've never the other events have been like that too, but nothing that crazy. So it's always fun.
Does your Vader helmet have the audio effects?
Yeah, it does. Yep, I have voice effects. So they're actually pre-recorded. So I just have a little button in my glove, and I press it, and it plays pre-recorded lines, and it sounds great.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah, just Revan, and then I got Kylo. And I got on top of the dugout for this game. So, dude, stuff like that. So, but anyway, so stuff like that, I think it's just so rewarding, right? Because you can do all that stuff, and it's just Mando I'll have soon, so I'll be able to do that. So I got to get you guys into this, because trust me, as big Star Wars fans, especially you, Leo, 501st, man, trust me, it'll change your life, for real. You'll meet some really cool people, and
see, the thing is, originally, okay, so my aim was I was trying to get this, but I wanted to do something completely unique and different from what was just the average character. I wanted to create something new. I was going to do something crazy and try to have it ready for the con. The problem was, not the con, Star Wars Celebration. I was going to do this last year, but with it being pushed and how COVID kind of hit hard, then the person who was going to actually create the costume for me, they moved. You know what I mean? I couldn't get in contact with them and stuff like that. So
you're going to be a Sith Jedi?
Yeah, I was going to be a Sith all the way through, but it was going to be something totally different.
I could do a New Hope Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Oh, you can pull that off.
Yeah, I wanted to be a Sith because, like I said, I wanted to kind of just have if you just saw it, if you just just how we drew it up, and the person's good, they're dope, they're really crazy at what they do. It's just the fact that she ended up moving. Her
was your facial hair gonna stay the same, or were you gonna do?
You weren't even gonna see my face at all.
It was masked.
It was a full it was a full mask.
I don't know which character is your favorite, but you would body type wise make a pretty damn good Boba Fett. I mean, you would if you want to do a trust me, Boba Fett is very popular. If you go to these events, people love Boba Fett.
I know, and see, that's the thing. I wanted to steer away from the usual. I wanted to create something totally new, totally different, just a character, whatever. Yeah. And the thing is, so what I was going to use, honestly, it was going to be a Mudhorn mask, but the thing is, it was going to be cut a certain way that you wouldn't. It was going to be crazy, but of course, it just didn't. It didn't pan out. Life happens,
Dude, trust me, man. 501st, Leo. I think you would really enjoy it. It's
I know.
Hot,
I've seen it, bro.
The installation, they had it at Fan Expo here in Boston a couple years. Holy, I mean, I got like pictures of it too. It was phenomenal, and they had like literally full like life-size operational like droids, like R2D2.
Yep, we usually have those. Yeah,
that was like that rolling around and like making, and they had one this like Imperial droid. I can't remember. It was like it wasn't like a gonk droid, but it was something like that, kind of cylindrical or whatever. And my daughter at the time, so she was like 6 or 7, walked up to it and she thought it was a trash can. And she went to she went to throw like a wrapper, and it beeped and started moving and scared the bejesus out of her. She like leapt out. She, what the fuck? And then realized what it was.
Yep.
But
dude, those things are crazy.
So
There's
fun.
usually a guy, he's walking around with the remote. He'll like carry it behind his back, and like so no one can. He's just walking around like he's acting normal, and no one realizes that he's controlling the droid. And like there's usually an R2 or some other droid, like Imperial,
and they had
droid or
Jawas
something.
there too. I'm like,
dude,
you actually got people there out as Jawas. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got lots of Jawas. One thing we also have too, who is insanely popular, is Chewbacca, because the dude is like in a full suit, like, and he's got stilts on. So like I'm 6'4", this dude is like up here on me, like because he's got stilts on, walking around. People love Chewie, like, and and people. Mando's hot right now, so Mando is really popular.
At the Fan Expo,
super popular, bro.
Life-size K2SO, like kind of like basically like statue, like didn't move, but that it was crazy the stuff that they had there, like legit, really, really amazing. Can't really see it that well, but like
those
amazing outfits, and just like the level of detail, like the weathering and everything, like the weathering that you see like on the elbows and stuff, like it was insane. Like full size R2, people just mobbed that whole kind of, because they had this massive installation that you could like. It took a couple of minutes to walk from one like all the way around and do like a 360 of it, because it was so huge. But then like you could go, they had like a cantina set up, and you could actually like go in and sit at like the table and take pictures with like they had people as like Han and Greedo. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, dude, it's Brendan, you should do it too, man, because it's totally worth it. It's just like basically like it's just such a fun experience, a communal experience where like everyone comes together. And like, let me show you. I'm actually I can share this with you. Hold on, layout.
Okay.
And then I'll
and ladies and gentlemen, Rei will be in here and shortly. She just messaged me. She's on her way, so just bear tight. So yeah, let me actually get this
I'm just lurking in the background, but you can see like we have a Palpatine.
You just photobombed him.
We were photobombing. I think I was like, you can see I'm like stretching my wrist out, because when those costumes, like, it's just you're holding things, you're moving around. It's very tight and restrictive on all of your parts. So like I'll just basically your arms, your everything. So you see we had a Palpatine. We saw, actually, this is our Palpatine here, and is
that a mask, or is that like, are there like prosthetic things put on?
It's a mask, yeah. But it looks so real. Like, it took him forever to put it on, and like this dude, he had actually a guy proposed to his girlfriend at the time in front of them. So it was crazy. Like the whole room was cheering and clapping. I've never seen anything like that.
I don't know if that's the kind of blessing that you want over your marriage. If he's the one behind there.
Yeah. So stuff like that, I think is just so cool, And kids, they enjoy, but the adults enjoy it just as much. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what? You should see me at cons, bro. Like, I'm literally just floating around, just taking pictures of any and everybody I can actually find. Like,
what's the craziest cosplay you guys have seen at a con?
The craziest that I've seen so far.
For me, it was a Hulkbuster.
Nah, I think the craziest, and I'm actually I don't know if I can find it. Hold on.
All right, well, you pull it up. The one I saw, it was a Hulkbuster. I'm talking like 7 and a half feet tall. He had like these kind of mini stilts on, and full on like. He controlled the things with his arms, but there were like grip handles that he had like halfway through the arms, and then they went further, so he could control the whole thing. It was like, I think I have a picture somewhere. It was massive, and like he just like lumbered through the whole, like it was legit the actual Hulkbuster. It was the biggest, craziest, most complex cosplay that I've ever seen in person. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I've seen some very intricate ones. Like there was one guy, he had like like Batman's already kind of gothic, right? He's dark and mysterious, but this one was like a very like gothic, weird type Batman layout, kind of like maybe what you're describing for Star Wars, but just something very unique, right? It was and it was just so crazy looking, and I was like, this is incredible.
Like Frank Miller-esque.
Yeah, and it was very like I don't know, I might be able to find a photo of it, but it was just really crazy, and like people really loved it. So that's probably one of the ones. I got to go to New York though with you guys, because I've always been like I go to small ones locally, you know, like these are like maybe a couple thousand people. Like these aren't like maybe like 3,000 people. This is in New York where it's like a lot. So or San Diego, but
next August.
I think
Boston.
the craziest one I've actually seen was this girl who played Ripley. She was Ripley with the crane, like with the actual
with the mech suit.
With the actual. It was
from Alien 3.
From Aliens. No, Aliens 2.
I thought it was 3.
No, it was.
It
was 2. No, not with the map. With 2, with the crane. Remember when she basically fought him with the actual crane?
Oh, all right, I got you. I was thinking like the mech suit with the shaved head and stuff. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, like I mean, the cons. Like, all right, for instance, this was probably one of the craziest things. Let me actually share this if I get a chance. This was probably one of the craziest I've seen at the Star Wars celebration. Let me see here. Where's it at?
Latoya said, "Do you remember The Witcher?" Was
that The Witcher was crazy. Look at these, bro.
See, look at Latoya's got our back. Nice. She's keeping the conversation flowing.
That's cool.
That's sweet, man. That's awesome.
Like these, bro. These guys were simply,
man.
Yeah, it was simply amazing. Like the stuff that they pulled off. Bro, I was freaked out. Just by the stuff that I actually seen there. It was simply amazing. Like, in the time that they put in, and you know what? And then you run into like a bunch of nice individuals, like super nice individuals. You know, you meet them and, you know, they tell you about their journey, you know, how they actually got started. What
do you think are some of the newer characters that have been introduced in geekdom in the last couple of years that you think that we're going to start seeing cosplays of? Like, you think we're going to see like a group, you know, like the Bad Batch walking, you know, at a con, or what are some of the other characters you think we're going to see?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of Mando stuff. So you can see Mando. You're going to see a lot of Bo-Katan.
The Armorer was really popular this year.
You're going to see a lot of Loki and Sylvie from the TV show. I've seen a lot of those.
Well, thank God, because we're not getting them from Hot Toys.
I know, right? I know. So like, and honestly, yeah. See the
Look at that, bro.
That's sick, Leo. That like, Vader is
literally
tall, man.
sick.
That's I can tell that's an Empire Vader. It looks like to me,
bro. It was crazy. Like,
damn, he is big, Leo. You look like a little kid.
Leo, how tall are you, Leo?
I'm 5'8". That's it. I'm just 5'8" on a nice day. And look at this, bro.
On a
like
nice day.
On a nice day. Like he was tall, like super duper tall. And then she played the female Krennic, like she was on point. Sick. Like it was crazy, bro. It was the best experience. This was actually in Orlando.
Dude, that trooper is sick.
I love that Darth Maul too, man.
Yeah. It was bro,
that
like
trooper was sick, dude.
And that's why I can't wait. I cannot wait to go back. I mean, I can't. It's just like the experience was just on par, like one of the best experiences that I actually had.
When was your first con?
My first con. Actually, to be quite honest, it was New York Comic Con.
How long ago was that?
This one was crazy too. Look at this one. Hold on.
My first one was, I think, about 5 years ago.
Mine was Orlando. Orlando was my first. Actually, no. My first con was San Diego, and then it was New York, and then Celebration, and then I just stayed around New York. Was like I said, New York is just as big, so it was no need for me to actually travel at that point. You know, New York it was just what it was.
SDCC
you know what I mean?
is just such an ordeal to try and get out there, and like to even get tickets, and then once you do get out there. But the cool thing is that there's so many events going on just in San Diego. So I know people who go and don't even go to the con; they just go to all the events that are happening in the neighborhood around. And they're like celebrities and different organizations that put on, you know, these cool events and stuff. So that's cool. But yeah, I mean, New York Comic Con is by far easier to get into than San Diego.
Were those Star Wars for furries.
Bro, wait, hold up. I'll show you. I'll
yeah,
show
those
you.
look like, and I saw it looked like who else did I see in there? I saw another character that Nihilus. That's who it was. Yeah.
That was like one of my favorites. Like that dude.
I trooped with a Nihilus a couple times.
Yeah, you did. Oh,
Revan and
bro.
Nihilus is always popular at Comic Cons
we had an Inquisitor there, bro. Like it was incredible.
Because Leao, with Revan, like he's kind of a more niche character. So like, at least currently, until he becomes more mainstream. So if you go to a Comic-Con, people know who Revan is.
Well, yeah, he's not niche at Comic-Con. He's like the people.
But if you go anywhere else, I've got called Kylo Ren so many times in that costume. Like everyone just calls him Kylo. But if you go to a Comic-Con, everyone loves it because it's such a character you don't see very much, like Nihilus or Revan. So everyone's like, oh my god. Oh, Jeremy Johns, nice.
Jeremy Johns, he's a crazy dude.
He's funny, dude. He's funny.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Dude, this is awesome. That Princess Leia.
This was she actually played an Asian version of Leia, and that was phenomenal.
That's sick.
Now, mind you, I'm like, I hope I didn't get anybody sick that day, because I
probably did.
I had pneumonia the entire time and didn't know it. Like I was terribly sick, terribly sick.
You can't give somebody pneumonia because pneumonia is a lung infection that happens from something else.
But I had the flu before it actually progressed.
So you a bastard. You got some people sick.
Yeah, bro. Like it was.
But you didn't give
they
pneumonia.
Didn't know it though.
Hold on. I was considered cosplaying as Will, but I like my.
I told him that would be a major honor for him.
He also likes the hair on top of his head too.
Oh, that's true. Brendan,
she said, I just want to be the armor.
Will, we're right there, man.
Toya would be a great armor.
Yeah, she wants to do it. She wants to. I think she'll do it. I think she loves the armor, bro.
Those sneakers she got.
Yeah,
those were amazing, dude.
Bruh, she found them. That's the thing. She found those things. When the armor arrived, I couldn't get it out of her hands. Like I'm like, I have to review this thing. I have to review this thing. She was like, nope. Nope.
You should have let her do the review. You should have just been like, all right, guest spot. She's gonna do the review.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that figure. I know you're disappointed in the single joints, but damn, I love that figure.
I learned to live with it because the thing is, I look at it this way. At least we got one. But I'm gonna tell you, I'll be pissed. Yeah. I will be pissed if they do a release. Because all right, like for instance, when they released the Toy Fair exclusive cap, in-game cap, the first one that they released, and the shield I guess was wrong, and the head sculpt was different, and stuff like that.
The D23 one.
The D23, yeah. So they released that, but then they actually made some corrections for the release. Yeah. So I was wondering, like, all right, would they pull the same thing with the armor, considering the simple fact that there were like a lot of complaints about the single jointed arms? But I don't think so,
because those weren't mistakes, like the shield being broken the wrong way and stuff like that. Those weren't screen accuracy mistakes. It was more just like flexibility. Here's the thing. I fully expect her to be in hopefully the third season, but I think she's going to come back at some point, especially once they get onto Mandalore and start exploring that story more. Mm-hmm. I fully expect her to come back as a character, and my guess is at some point then she'll also maybe remove the helmet as part of a storyline, and I think at some point then we'll get a full one of her with maybe a swap out head sculpt or something. Okay. So I think that's gonna, and if they do a second one, then I think we'll get a double jointed body.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's been a minute, but finally she is here and she's ready to go. I see her back behind scenes with that smile. Waiting. Yes. Let me introduce y'all, my friend, my good buddy, Rei Kennex is in the building. How are you?
Hi, finally. Oh my goodness. My headphones and mic just were not active today properly.
Hey, so. No problem. We held it down for you. We held it down for you. We did a lot of holding it down for you. We put up a couple of photos. People were waiting. They were flooding in. They couldn't wait to see you. But so glad to have you here. These guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, just to kind of introduce you to this crazy panel that we have here with us. This is my friend, Will Foxification. He's also a cosplayer as well, Ray.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Ray, you're going to get an amazing segment on cosplay tonight, by the way. So just buckle in for that one, trust me. Maybe some Olive Garden talk, but
no Olive Garden talk. No Olive Garden talk. And this guy down here, he actually cosplays as an enabler. So, you know, he enables people to buy things. So if he you know, he's pretty much one of the ones who forced me. Nah, he didn't have to force me to get the Ahsoka. I've
never steered you wrong. I only buy really cool shit like this, for example.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I bought this for my daughter. She flipped. She absolutely loves it. So yes. I only buy cool stuff, so you can't blame me for anything bad.
We make sure that we bring it like, okay, this piece right here, for people who don't know where we at, here we go. This piece right here is a Rei Kennex exclusive of Ahsoka. I managed to get that piece. And then, of course, yes, this amazing piece that you actually see here. It is, if you, listen, when you see these buttons go up, people, get them. Like, literally get them. You can actually get them. You can, if you're not following her right now, follow her on Instagram. You can actually see her on Twitter. She has her site.
By the way,
and this is her, by the way. This is her, by the way. It is no joke. Ray, what's going on? What's going on in your world right now?
Oh my goodness, so many things are happening. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but trying to just roll with it. My Labor Day was a lot of labor, so ironically.
Really? But the thing is, okay, so you being a cosplayer, you don't really probably realize how much you have had an influence on a lot of individuals, a lot of people, especially in the cosplay community. Like, I don't think you really realize how huge your influences, are on this community.
I don't know. I just do fun things and film myself doing it. That's it.
And that's what it's about. Like, that's basically. So let me ask you a question. How did you get started? How did you get started? And when did you basically, understand that this was something that you could do and that you would love? Like, when did you get started doing it?
It was when I moved to Los Angeles, like 5 years ago almost, and I watched The Force Awakens, which inspired me a lot to recreate, to recreate Rey's outfit. And then the same summer, I enrolled into acting film school. So those two things kind of happen simultaneously, and that's why I guess for me they were always merged. So cosplay for me is not just a costume. The costume is the boring part. For me, being the character, it's where the fun begins.
Yeah,
so,
it's not boring for us. Like, you do it so well, so it's
you do it
not
incredibly. Yes.
Well, some people they just love creating, fabricating, costuming, stitching, and all of that. I have no patience, so I just want to get down with the costuming part and just put it on. And then yes.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's the thing is, like, it was, and I was explaining to the guys earlier, like, at the time, like I said, it was when I was living in Australia. I was there for about, of course, a while. I moved back here, and it was right after we had got the introduction of The Force Awakens, when that was actually coming, and everybody was preparing for that. It was around the holiday season, everything. So I'm just scrolling through, and I come across your work, and I'm like, yo. Like, first, people, if they would have actually you would have had to turn your eyes twice to realize that you weren't Daisy Ridley, because that's how phenomenal. Like, you see so many people doing these pieces, but it's like, the way you pull it off and the way you've done it is like you've made it your own. It's like if you wanted to be a stand-in in a film, if she wanted you to be a stand-in, you could actually do it and pull it off. Like, how much of a response did you get off of creating Rey or becoming Rey, as a cosplayer?
Well, that was my first one, and of course I didn't know what to expect at all, but the reception was amazing, I guess, because the movies just came out, The Force Awakens, and Rey was like this new character. Kids especially just go nuts over her. So the response was really, really great, and I guess that's when I started to explore that becoming part you're talking about, because I don't really look like Daisy. I don't really resemble her that much, but I study physicality and facial expressions, and of course it comes from inside. You know, your spirit makes the audience believe that who they see is who they see. So I guess that's why, because you know, some people are so good at transforming their looks, they're chameleons, they can do things to their faces that I can't even dream about. But I'm not that person. I do not know how to do that. I do not change my face. It's always just my face. So if you see that I look like someone, most likely it's just acting. It's just, you know, putting their personality on myself, plus a little bit of myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have that talent, unfortunately, to actually look physically like someone.
I don't know, because you pull it off, like you
it's
do
the
such
illusion. It's the illusion.
It has to be it has to be illusion, because you seriously pull it off and you do such a phenomenal job, you know, at it. It's just like, okay. And then you brought one of my all-time favorite characters, one of my favorite new characters to life that I hope eventually we will see in live action. Oh my God. You killed this, like
the
you
green one.
Oh my God, like you murdered this right here. I was like, okay, now she's serious. She's serious. Like, so tell me, like, just go through, like, all right, just the day-to-day, like, especially when you're doing something like this, how long did it take you to put something like this together? First of all, how long did it take you to kind of put this together, and how long does it take you to kind of put it on? You know what I mean? Like when you're ready to, you know, show it off.
I don't remember how long. I know it was months probably, because I never track time. So just whenever I have some free time, I would sit down for a couple of hours and I put a part together or paint something. But yeah, that was a process, because I'm very meticulous with everything. And especially when you're transitioning an animated character into live action, that's the creative part, because you don't have anything to copy. So you have to figure things yourself. And this was my second one. So I definitely learned a lot, and she was very fun to do. And I love Hera, so I had to do her justice.
I love Hera. I love Hera. Any questions, guys?
How much did those weigh, the back of your head? Was it
They're
like pulling
not
your back like this? Or?
No, not that much. They're not too bad. They're not as heavy. They're actually fun. Everyone wants to touch them. It's so funny. Like I would walk and I would feel someone just behind me doing this.
As a
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No unwanted physical contact. How does it, when you're at a con and, you know, or doing anything with other people around when you're in full cosplay? Is it nerve-wracking? Like, are there certain pieces that you're always worried are gonna like fall off or are gonna like snag on something, or like, do you put so much effort into building these costumes and creating these characters? Are you afraid that something is gonna like pierce that veil and malfunction on the day of, or?
Oh, always. Well, you know, the first day, any cosplayer will tell you that the first day you're wearing a costume, that's going to be the test. Anything that can break or tear or fall off, it will. So you get a lot of glue and Velcro and some stitching stuff with you just in case. But learning that, I try to make my costumes as durable as possible so that I don't have to deal with that at the convention, because no one wants to, you know, their costume damaged. So with this one, it was the headset kept falling off, so I'll probably stitch it next time just with thread so it doesn't fall. And then I was worried about the shoe covers because they are Velcroed, but they stayed pretty well. So this costume's pretty good, just the headphones.
So Ray, where do you draw the inspiration for these characters from? Like, I know it goes beyond like just liking the character. Like, how do you choose which ones you're actually going to cosplay? Because there's so many that we all like, but I know you can't do everything. So what kind of draws you to certain characters over others?
Well, I guess my approach is the same one as how I approach the roles as an actor. So what character would I like to play? What character is interesting to me and deep enough for me to explore, and which character I enjoy being. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad. It doesn't matter. It just have to be a personality that I would love to put on myself. And also, I have to have a connection with them. So if I'm going to spend some time in their skin and being them, I need to be connected to them. So at least a little bit. So that's why when I meet that character, I will always cosplay them. And it doesn't matter who they are, what universe they're from. It doesn't matter. It's just... it's a connection. It's like, whoops, that's the one.
Right.
So I have a question here from the OG. When Star Wars was just Star Wars, he's asked, "Does everyone wanting your picture get tiring, or is it flattering?"
Well, it depends on how, I guess. When people are very respectful and nice and you can tell they love what you did, then it's always flattering. But when they have no idea who you are and they're just, snapping a bunch of pictures, then yeah, it can get tiring. But because you're trying to be nice to everyone, no matter how, maybe hungry you are or sleepy you are, doesn't matter. People want a picture, so of course you'll take a picture. But yes.
So my question is, which of out of all characters that you've actually played, which one would you say is your most iconic?
Of all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, it's a hard question. It depending on what universe you love. Because mine two favorite ones are Blade Runner and Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say from Blade Runner, Rachel, hands down, the iconic one.
Yeah.
And from Star Wars, Ahsoka, of course.
Yes.
Have you been a longtime fan of Ahsoka?
I have since I watched Rebels. So a few years
Okay,
now.
so you got introduced to Rebels, and then did you go back and then see her in Clone Wars?
No, I watched Clone Wars first, and then Rebels. But really, I think it was a journey because for that character was not love at first sight. And even though I liked her and she was fun and everything, but seeing her whole transformation into who she becomes in Rebels, that's my Ahsoka mostly. After she matures, she goes through things, she finds her own way, and that's the Ahsoka I could relate to more, rather than Snips is Snips.
Right.
She has things to learn.
What did you think of her in The Mandalorian?
In The Mandalorian, I love the story. I mean, it was not enough. You want to know where she's been, what she's been doing. So it's just a little glimpse at her. And she's now this samurai. I think Dave said that. She's this Gandalf of Star Wars. And it's very interesting where she's headed.
So, Ray,
the outfit I loved.
Yeah, it's so good. Ray, I have another question too. So, going through your Instagram, there's a lot of great photography on there. Do you have a relationship with certain photographers who want to work with you and reach out to you? Do you come up with these poses? Because such a big part of it is portraying the character, but also having that environment behind you to get that immersion for the viewer. So is that something that you come up with yourself, or is that a photographer? You guys combining your thoughts? How does that process work?
That's a good question. I work mostly outside of conventions with just a few people, just several. I think it's natural survival. Whoever can survive my photo shoot will stick with me, because I'm pretty crazy and my ideas. It's one of those things I can call Mark or Tom and say, "Hey, I have an idea," and they're like, "Oh my goodness, Ray, what is it this time?" So I take them to dumpsters. I take them to all kinds of very weird places. And Mark Edwards, who I work with a lot, he had to buy a new camera because I move so fast when we shoot. He's like, "Dude, I need a quicker shutter speed." Well, it was not the real. It was not the real reason, but we tested it. So now he's like, "All right, now I can catch up with you now." So basically, how it happens, it depends on the person, on a photographer, because everyone has their own process. But I usually have ideas. They sometimes have an idea for exact shoot, what we want to do. Let's say it's Ahsoka in a power suit, which we did in the studio, and then I always have some exact shots I want to get. And then as we start, creativity juices flowing, so we come up with other things, and we end up with some big variety of all kinds of photos after that. And we inspire each other, I guess. Just whenever we see something we want to recreate, or somebody has an idea, that's when we get together and do it. Poses, I don't really think about poses as much, as long as there's a reference shot, the exact one. Let's say, again, Power Suit Ahsoka, we wanted to replicate the fan art. And that's the exact pose I needed to do. But if there's no such goal, then I'm just kind of free flow. And I like to move a lot. I like to be the character in the frame. So I do everything they would do. I goof around a lot. So there's a lot of pictures like that.
You got to have fun with it. So.
Oh, well, yeah, you have to.
I'm a cinematographer. So anytime you come to the East Coast and you want to film, you just let me know.
Yes.
See?
I'm very quick to say yes.
Yep.
And trust me, he's good at what he does. Like literally amazing at what he does. So yeah, if you're ever on the
Not
East
wrong.
Coast, if you're ever on the East Coast and you do want to actually get somebody to, you know what I mean, like now this piece right here,
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that. That's
That's
awesome.
so-
this one
that's
right
so
here, this one right here as the dark side Rey, man, so amazing. Like
did you
so
do the teeth too? Did you like?
No, this was 2 years before it even came out.
Okay, so we didn't really
Oh.
know anything about what she was gonna look like, really.
No, I just did my own version.
yeah,
It turned out
But
great.
you immediately know what it is, though.
Right,
Like,
you do.
You know,
yeah.
that's awesome.
So I have a question from Toya. She said, being so connected to the character you portray, which character do you feel has empowered and influenced you the most as a woman?
Ooh, oh. Who do I pick? Because they're all so wonderful. You know what? I guess the empowered and influenced
Yeah.
as a woman. Okay, if this question didn't have as a woman, I would say Ahsoka for sure. But if we want to talk about that particularly, I think Rachel. It's
Rachel.
interesting, Rachel, because she was so challenging, and actually doing that character and unlocked some things in myself that I did not know needed work as a woman, because she's just this pure feminine embodiment of, she's iconic. She's just, you see her and your
Yeah.
jaw drops, you're speechless. She has such power, such presence as a woman, even though in the story she's a replicant. But she was
Yeah.
created as this perfection, and even she's described as perfection. So doing her was such a big challenge, and I knew I had to freaking connect to all of my inner female powers to pull it off, because how she walks, how she speaks, how her energy is so huge. So that one was very, very influential for me. I learned a lot of things.
From
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking,
Do you-
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead,
no,
Leo.
no, what were you gonna say?
Do you have a character either that you're working on that you want to maybe that you're okay with saying what it is, or maybe one that you're not working on yet but you want to do in the future?
I just mean overall.
Yeah. Any fandom, Star Wars or any other sci-fi or anything, is there just something you're either working on or you are looking forward to working on to tackling next?
I'm working on something all the time. So I just started Mandalorian Ahsoka, slowly but surely.
Awesome.
But other fandoms, my dream one would be Korra from Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
She's a hard one, I know, and it's just, yeah.
That's but it looks like a complicated character to pull across, to pull off.
Yeah, her costume's nuts.
How did you get your hair to stay like that?
Well, fun fact, this
Is
hairstyle was done by my friend Rosie, who's a phenomenal hairstylist in San Diego. So
That's so
It's-
spot on.
she did such an incredible job. So, and after that, I had to do this on myself, by myself, because I didn't have her help, and I had to learn to do it. So there's the secret. Learned from vintage ladies.
Yeah.
I call it a sausage, and it's a hair
it-
sausage. So the hair sausage I made myself, and it's rolled, and it's right here, and your hair is wrapped
Yeah.
around it, and it keeps the shape. So
Will,
So
you're
how
gonna have
long-
to come up with a corresponding cosplay to match with Rey, so next time when we can all get to an event
Yeah.
together, you guys will sync up.
Oh, dude. Well, because I'm working on Rey, I'm working on Mando, but it's Durasteel Mando, so it won't quite match with your Mando Ahsoka, but still, it would still look cool.
still,
Yeah.
It'll still look good.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
love the Durasteel.
So
Oh, it's
so
my favorite look. Yeah.
for Rachel, and it's for this character, like especially with the hair, how especially like when you're in this particular, have you worn this at cons?
yeah.
So how long does it, like the hair, like does it, or do you get worried that it might fall at some point, or is it just that it's so tight the way you do it that it just kind of holds itself up?
I actually only wore Rachel at cons, and this was the first time. Whoops, the first time I wore her at San Diego Comic Con.
Okay.
So there's so much hairspray in there.
I was going to say there'd be a lot of product in
I
there.
was
It's like
not.
hard as a rock.
Yeah, I was not even worried, and some people even asked, like, "Is that a wig? It just looks so, just polished." I'm like, "No, it's probably half a can of hairspray in there." So yeah, it was there tight.
So-
Who do you get picture requests from more? Like, what kind of group when you're at a con? Is it like little kids? Is it other cosplayers, or is it just random like fans that are just walking around?
You know what? It's so funny. It all depends on the costume, because as Rachel, I thought no one would know who I were. Seriously, I was walking in. I'm like, okay, well, no one knows Blade Runner anymore.
Oh, at a con, they'll know.
But yeah, and most people that wanted pictures, they were like maybe in their late 30s or 40s,
Yeah.
or even 50s, and it was so cool. You know, those people who already have been fans for such a long time, and I
you're so
could
familiar
talk to
with
them.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could talk to them about the movies and just discuss it. That was great. And then as Hera is the magnet for everyone, even if they have never watched Star Wars, but she's green, she has tentacles, they want to talk, to ask who this was, take a picture. And then Rey is kids. So when you're Rey, you're going to have a kindergarten following you everywhere. And Ahsoka is just the biggest magnet for everyone anywhere.
She's that kind of character. I feel like every generation of Star Wars fan loves Ahsoka.
And just wait till her show
universal,
comes out.
Yeah, but I feel like that like you said, Rey definitely will skew younger, you know, but I feel like Ahsoka is one of those characters that just every generational part of the spectrum, they gravitate toward that character.
Yeah.
So I literally had, so in a group that I won't name, I literally had half the people in that group thinking that they patterned this character, this Hot Toys figure, off your likeness.
Oh man, I've seen those things on Instagram, on other people's accounts.
Oh my
I have
God.
no,
This
I have,
thing is
I have no
awesome.
comments about this at all. I was not contacted about it. So.
Not at all. Like
they
this
used your
piece,
likeness.
it's like people were like, "Yo, it looks so." I mean, just the likeness itself. Like they've gotten it, and the thing is, they've made it look so realistic. They've made it its own. But I mean, you could pull it off. You
Ray,
you
are
can
you
do
a
that.
collector? Do you like collect any memorabilia, any statues or collectibles or anything like that?
I don't necessarily collect, but I will get if I like something a lot. Like I have another Ahsoka with Morai on her hand, and just random. I have like 15 porgs, which were all gifts, so I ended up collecting all of them. So I have them. I got this. I don't know if you can see. There's a little lost cat right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Hold
awesome.
on. Let me actually
That's
just bring it up
awesome.
a little bit.
Oh,
Yep.
That's
Well-
awesome.
my cat is scared out of it. I don't know why, but.
Nice.
Wow.
So yeah,
Cool.
just occasional things. Every now and then, I don't have a lot of space. I'm trying not to get what I don't really love.
Yeah.
So
That's a common collecting problem. We all get more stuff than we have space for, and we all complain about it, but we all keep buying more collectibles.
right.
I see behind you. There's quite an impressive
Yeah.
assortment.
Yeah, Leah,
That's just
and
the
tip
I
of the
both
iceberg,
have
right?
quite the
Yeah, it's once you dive in and you get one, it's just like
Yeah.
it's over for you at that point.
That's
Like,
what happened to me. I got
Yeah.
one. I got the Civil War cap,
Yep.
and I was like, all right, this is really cool. It's the only one I'm gonna get. Then I got Deadpool, and now I'm like 156 scales in. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I was completely lying when I
Right.
said
So
one.
I have like the most introspective question of the evening. So why do you think you do cosplay? Like what got you into it, and why do you think you continue to do it? Why do you find so much enjoyment in it? Like what really drives you towards cosplay?
Ooh, Will's the soul doctor tonight.
Ooh, no, that's great. That's not what people ask a lot, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same as acting. It's just less stress-free because it's not a job. It's for fun, and I get to pick any character I want. So even if I don't play the character in the film because the film exists, I can still do my own take on it, and have fun with it, meet people through it, be creative, and even film my own things. So it's just a good creative outlet, which is pressure free, at least for me. I know it can be very stressful also at times, but overall, yeah, I just find characters I like and I get to be them. I mean, what's not to like? To explore them.
It's as simple as that. Yeah.
What the same question for you, Will? What floats your boat? What makes you want to cosplay?
I think honestly it's just a love for the character. I think because I know Ray's probably the same way, but like for me, I really only do the characters that I truly love, that I have like an emotional connection to.
Yes.
That like I can like find myself immersing, like fitting myself into their shoes, at least for a couple hours when I'm playing that character, at an event or whatever the case may be. Like for me, it's Kylo Ren. Like he's my favorite. So him or Darth Vader or Mando or Revan, something like that, where I can really like not only like enjoy playing the character and enjoy interacting with people, but also remember fondly like my experience, first time experiencing and meeting the character. So
Did
like
you ever
that
have
to
an
me
interest
is so
in
important.
acting? Were you like a budding like high school thespian and
No.
something? Or
I was not like the theater kid in high school or anything. No.
So it's not like you liked, you had an interest in acting. You just simply, I just want to be these characters.
I just wanted, and Kylo was my first really introduction, I feel like, because Kylo
so it's
was
not that long ago.
No, Kylo, because Force Awakens is really what made me a Star Wars fan. That film and just my connection to Kylo and Loki too, which I'll show you guys a little bit later. But that I still need to redo, honestly. But Kylo,
show her some of your stuff.
Oh,
man.
I'm
She
gonna
wants to see
show
some of your stuff.
Should I save it for the presentation?
Well, we'll save it for the present. It's a unique. So
I don't think
Ray, we
Ray's
have
ready.
a unique presentation every time we have a show. We have a presentation.
Should
it's
we just
always
let him do it now?
It's okay.
I mean,
so. You ready for it, bro?
I mean,
Are you ready?
I can if you want.
Okay, so we have a segment now. We normally do this towards the end, but we'll do it now. So, the segment that we actually this is what we call it. So it's called The World is According to Foxification. Okay,
there's guaranteed to be at least one reference to Olive Garden and or Pennywise.
Okay,
not
so
this
say that
one
right now.
Not this one.
Neither of those?
Because I didn't want to. You don't want to overdo the joke. Like, you don't want to overdo it too much. There's only so much comedy I can milk from Pennywise and Olive Garden. Not that they're not great, and I'm sure Ray loves Olive Garden too. So, but Leo, can you share my screen real quick?
I guarantee you, she doesn't even know.
Yes, I can.
We're about
I know what it is, but I can't eat cheese, so I'm not. Anyways.
Oh, okay. See, well, at least she likes it, so it's confirmed that women do like Olive Garden.
She did not say she liked it. She said she knew what it was. She did
Ray,
not
do you like
say
Olive Garden?
You
like
hear
Olive
what
Garden,
you
right?
want to hear.
I literally can't eat anything in there, so I don't know if I like it.
It's the breadsticks, right? It's all about the breadsticks. See, okay.
I don't eat bread either, so I don't.
Oh, well,
there you go.
Well, she still likes it. That's what I heard anyway. So, all right.
I know because you hear what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna enter the world of Will Foxification.
At our own peril. Oh, jeez, he's got music now.
Yeah,
I
also have a bunch of other
worse
stuff.
every week.
Like creepy stuff too. So it's not really that kind of presentation.
No, the other one.
Yeah. So okay, so we'll use the other one. Hold on.
I apologize in advance for this, Ray.
All right. So, the art of cosplay. This is going to be an informative, productive discussion about the art of cosplay, and Ray is way more credible than I am, but I'm going to speak to this based on my experience. So, this is the tagline you hear a lot, right? You can be yourself, but it's better to be someone else. Everyone says be yourself, but in a lot of cases, if you can be Revan or Will, you be Revan, right? Like that's just common sense right there. So really, this Ray, by the way, is me. I know, very impressive. So
I know, it's amazing.
So thank you so much. This is the one shoot I did with an actual photographer. So, and I told Leo and Brendan, like, he was like, yeah, I want to photograph all your costumes. And he did this one and then he moved away. So I don't think he liked me that much, I guess. But nonetheless, here's the main point here of this presentation. Just the tips. The tips.
You had to say it that way, didn't you?
Just the tips. Okay. So hopefully no one will get that. A cosplay should be personal, right? A cosplay should be a character you love, right? A character that you really connect with. Because as Ray can tell you, like if you actually love the character, you're going to want to build the costume. You're going to want to live in that character's shoes, right? And that's so important when you're doing any sort of cosplay. Like you really want to love what you're doing and enjoy it. Because if you don't, you're not going to finish it. You're going to waste money and time. Secondly, something that brings you nostalgia and joy. Like for me, I mentioned Like Kylo Ren, seeing The Force Awakens the first time, or Loki, like my interaction with Avengers. Loki is really what made me a Marvel fan, right? Those are the characters I like to cosplay because I remember my first experience with them and my love and connection to the character. And thirdly, you should determine your target accuracy because this can range all across the board. And I know Rei can speak to this. Like Reis are super high level, but not everyone wants to, aim or shoot for that type of level. Goals can be different. So I think early on, you should try to figure out, what your budget is, what your time is like, and what your target accuracy is that you're going for. Because that can really vary across the board, and that's going to sort of guide your entire cosplay process, right? And for me, one of the biggest things is research. Research, taking the time to understand what the character is all about, like what their costume is, the parts, the details, like those are so pivotal, right? Because you really need to know what you're doing before you just dive into it. Like if you just dive into it aimlessly, you might get frustrated and give up and then have an unfinished project. But it's such a rewarding feeling when you actually can finish the costume. So in my opinion, I know Rei probably does this too and other cosplayers, join groups with like-minded cosplayers. These people inspire you. They motivate you. They bring you together. You find a communal aspect and you're able to get involved with other people and have fun. Like that's why we love collecting, right? We all hang out together. We talk about it. We have fun together. We build friendships. The same thing happens with cosplayers. Research your vendors and their reputation. So if you are going to buy your parts from any sort of vendor, you should research thoroughly. There are plenty of communities out there, especially for Star Wars, for various costumes, other communities as well. Know who you're buying from before you do it, because trust me, there are plenty of horror stories out there, and I've experienced some of them, because with custom vendors, sometimes they cannot be as reliable as you want them to be. So it's very important you research. Research the source material and what other cosplayers are doing. Follow people like Rei. Follow the people who know what they're doing, who really can shoot for ultimate accuracy and authenticity. That's super vital, because if you're doing the same, then you should be researching very thoroughly. Finally, balance comfort with growth. Determine what you can make and what you can't. I know Rei, she paints some stuff, she makes some stuff. For me, I don't. I suck at that stuff. So I don't do that stuff. I buy from vendors who I know are going to make me good stuff, and I go with that. And I also make sure that it's going to be up to my standards. Step outside your comfort zone. So try something. See if you can make a part. See if you can develop something. See if you can paint something. See if you can weather something. Experiment like you're in college again, guys. College is a time for experimentation. So is cosplay. So just put yourself back in the college years, and you'll remember all the good times. Finally, get involved with the community. Ask questions. Ask people that are in the know who can speak to these things. Okay, so one of the biggest points here, right? Fail to plan, plan to fail. This goes for anything in life, right? This is my Kylo Ren cosplay. This took a while to build. I'm just giving you a couple rough estimates here. High-end cosplays, they cost more money and time than most would believe. When you tell people how much you spent on your costume, they never believe you because they don't believe a cosplay would cost that much. Same way when you tell them that a Prime 1 or a Hot Toys costs $400, right? They're going to be like, no way I would have thought that, right? People they underestimate if they're not in the know, right? So my Kylo Ren, you can see here. This took a lot of time to build and assemble. Roughly 8 to 12 months, just getting everything from the different makers, roughly $3,500. Lightsaber, everything, every part, right? It takes a lot of time. Everything's from a different vendor. These don't come off the rack. Like these are not costumes that you can just buy from one vendor. These take time to assemble. Same thing with Darth Vader, right? Even more. I spent even more money on that one.
So you don't just get these in a bag at Party City?
I wish, man. I wish. I know Rei doesn't. I know I don't. So, but seriously, they're all custom sized, and I'm sure Rei can speak to this too. But like they're custom sized, they're tailored. Each part's made by a different vendor. And for the collectors out there, we have a lot of collectors watching tonight. It's hard to balance both because you got a budget, right? We've talked about budgeting a lot with every dollar, with every other app you want to use. And, keeping things tracked, right? So you got to be selective and thoughtful. You can't go to Olive Garden all the time if you're trying to build collectibles and cosplays in your own house. It's just not possible, right, Leao? You can speak to this. You love Olive Garden. Okay, anyway, he loves it. He just doesn't want to say so. I can't see anyone's face, but I'm assuming Leao's super happy right now. So proper care of materials is essential, right? Rei can speak to this as well. Store carefully in a temperature-controlled location. Keep your stuff safe. If you can display it on a mannequin, do it. Because if you can be proud of that, then you should go for it. Like, you can display your costumes. People can see them, on your IG in terms of photos and stuff, but you can display it in your house. You can like, damn, I built that. That's for me. That's really exciting, right? Get out there and have fun. So this is Darth Vader. I really highlighted myself here because I like the attention. But Get out there and have fun, right? Cosplay is a communal experience. It's meant to have fun. You can see here, I hung out with some snowies that day. This dude in the back, he's actually taller than I am, which was crazy. I don't really need.
Is that an acceptable term? Snowies.
I like calling him a snowy.
Okay.
So he's
just
a snowy to
I
me.
just want to make sure we're being correct.
He's a snowy dude. He's I don't know. He's just a snowy looking guy. Cosplay is a communal experience, right? You can build connections. Like we're meeting Rei tonight. That's exciting, right? Because she's great in the cosplay community. We're meeting new people. We're making connections, right? We all met each other because collecting. Same goes for cosplay. I met a lot of good friends that way. Consider joining a group. You connect with like-minded people, like I mentioned. 501st is really good for Star Wars. That's sort of my wheelhouse because I've been in the 501st for a while now, and I can tell you a lot about it. So they have something called the CRL, which is called the Costume Reference Library. It's sort of like the Bible for the costume you're trying to assemble. If you look that up for whatever character you're looking up, say you're looking up Mando Durasteel Season 1, Episode 1, right? That'll be on there. It'll tell you every single part you need and what it needs to look like, how it needs to fit, so forth. That's your Bible for 501st, right? You also need to find out the garrison. They call it garrison. That's your state. That's like basically the 501st group in your state, right? That's super important to know. Because that's the one you're going to be going on events with, trooping with. And also join the forums. They have forums where you can join. You can interact with them. You could talk to a GML, they call it Garrison Membership Liaison. That's sort of like the manager, so to speak, of your state. So they approve your costume, review everything. And trust me, it is a thorough process. A lot of mine have come back. They said, fix this, fix that, approve this, and then you apply. So it can be very time consuming. There's also other Marvel groups and such, I'm sure, and other popular universes. So it's never too late to start, right? This is, like I said, the communal aspect you can see here. I'm Darth Vader in this one photo on the side here. This is just something we did. This is actually really funny, actually. We did it was like a 5K type situation, and we decided to just get cheap Party City Justice League costumes, and this is me as the Flash. So this was a crazy event. And the prop, see here, I was dumb as shit. You know why? Because this is a zombie event and like you have a flag football belt on, right? And they chase you. And I dressed up like the Flash. So everyone went for me first.
You're slow as shit, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I'm not slow actually. I'm tall, but I'm lanky and I'm rangy.
I was going to say, you look like when Sheldon cosplayed as the Flash on The Big Bang Theory there.
So yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. But see, I was fat. I did survive, but all the zombies went after me, guys. Seriously, if you're gonna do a race, don't run as the Flash. And also, it was hot as hell because it was so hot. It was like 90 degrees that day, and we had to dive in the water, swim, go through the mud. So my suit was very heavy. So it's never too late to start. Here's a good point right here. This is what lockdown does to a man. This is Justin's collection. Right,
that Batfleck cosplay is on point.
It really is. But look at his face. Like you could tell that man's been in lockdown for a long time. Like he can't see Shang-Chi. Like he's just really struggling right now. So if you guys can reach out to Justin, please let him know that he needs your support right now.
Just tell him how amazing Shang-Chi was. Just keep telling him that.
The Batfleck costume is great. He has a Mando also. And also, look, here's some other photos. This PowerPoint will never end, right? It's going to keep going on and on, so everyone loves it. I'm just going to keep it rolling. This is me with Churrit, right? And me, Revan, and Churrit. Like, we were just hanging out, we're having a good time. He offered me something I couldn't really see because I can't really see anything out of this mask very well. But he offered me something.
Into stuff?
Yeah. Revan is like, it's just a little slit. Like, you can't really see very well.
That's gotta be the same with Mando.
Yeah, man, and Kylo's not great either, but Revan's definitely the worst because the vision is so small. And you can see just the fun that you have, you give kids such an exciting, fun event, right? So, and you can see here's some other stuff, right? My Loki, see the wig? The work was a work in progress.
Wow.
But,
that's
so
awesome.
so I just kind of assembled my own Loki. It's kind of like a hybrid between Avengers and Dark World. So I just kind of made it that way.
Where'd you get the scepter, the spear, whatever?
Oh, dude, that was from Lager Toys. I actually have a review of that on my YouTube channel. A lot of other companies make it now, and I still have that.
Is that like a heavy metal?
Yep, it's full metal. Yep.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yep. So I love my Loki, but even like events like this is Revan, Kylo on the top of the dugout. So like it's always a lot of fun. So anyway, that's my presentation. I hope you guys learned a lot. It was great. You were an amazing audience. And,
well, that was actually the best one of these that you've done so far. It was the least cringeworthy.
Ray,
I don't think anything has ever been cringeworthy that I've
Ray, we do these pretty much every time. There's a world according to Foxification at least once a week. We try to make it entertaining because it is informative. A lot of people do like it. And they always.
No, this is amazing.
Well, I actually have a question for both you and Ray based off of your presentation, which I did not anticipate going in. I got to be honest. So when you talked about the pricing and how people are really surprised about that, now maybe this is a little more applicable to you, Will, because you're in the collecting community. You know how expensive the stuff that we collect is. And Ray, you obviously haven't gotten sucked down this rabbit hole yet, but maybe there are other things that you like to spend your money on. When you realize that it's like, oh, $3,500, $4,000, that's like, you know, a really amazing J&D statue or Prime 1 or a bunch of Hot Toys or, you know, something like that. Do you struggle to prioritize and, like, you know, putting your cosplay together rather than other recreational or necessity things that you'd otherwise spend your money on? And, like, how do you balance that, like, financial priorities, what you want to put your money into, you know, how much, like, does your cosplay really kind of amount to, and is that a struggle?
Ray, do you want to take that one first, or you want me to?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, go for it.
For me, it's not really a struggle. It's pretty logical because, well, first of all, I don't make everything myself. So sometimes, depending on what it is, I will collaborate with someone or commission someone and then finish the piece or whatever. So that costs some money. But for me, logical, why? Because the more I learned about filmmaking, the more I started to make my own projects, and I do like music videos and little short films or whatever. So I cannot make a short film without a costume. So I have to finish the costume first. And then once that's done, I move on to production expenses. So that's where my money goes to just make stuff and film stuff. And sometimes I try to, when the costume's almost done, I try to save a little bit, start saving towards the production. So this way, as soon as the costume's ready, I can assemble the Avengers team or filmmakers team of 1 or 2 or however many people, and we can shoot something together. So yeah, it's like that. And also there's my cat that recently wanted to help my bank account to be as close to zero as possible. So now I spend a lot of money on him to make sure he's healthy and happy and his life quality is elevated. So you were asking about where I like to spend my money, so on my cat.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, you got to spend money on the cat, that's for sure. So yeah, for me, Brendan, I think that's a really good question. Like, I tend to be very selective about the cosplays I do. Like, I don't do that many of them because, like, if I'm gonna go in, I want to go all in. So like, I really want to like make sure it's done right. Like, and I'll literally, I think I always live by the mantra of buy nicer, buy twice, right? So I really take my time to really research that, because I've done this, Ray, and I'm sure you have too. I've made this mistake. Like, I've bought parts before, not been thrilled with it, used it for a while, and then replaced it. So I bought it a second time from someone else, right? If I'd just done a little bit more research or waited just a little bit longer, I probably could have got what I really wanted the first time and saved some money. So that's definitely happened for me. Like, there are a lot of costumes I want to do, because I told you guys I love Loki. There's an Avengers Loki. I priced that out from a maker. It'd be about $5,000, right, to do it right. So like, and that's not chump change. That's not nothing. So that's like a lifetime investment. Like, I'm gonna wear that costume for a long time. But for me, like, you know, if I really want to do a costume, like, one I'm kind of thinking about, like I told you, is Loki, but I also want to do Sub-Zero from the film. Like, Sub-Zero from the film would be sick.
From the new Mortal Kombat movie?
Yes. Yeah. I would love that, and that would be one.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would love to do. So stuff like that. So if I'm thinking I'm gonna do a project like that, then I'll sort of set aside the time and the money and say, okay, maybe I'm gonna slow a little bit down on collectibles for the next 6 months. You know, maybe buy 1 or 2 less a month, right? Or whatever else you're buying things for your cat. I'm gonna buy 1 less thing for my cat this month, and then go about it that way, right? And then I'll just sort of set aside, because I'll plan ahead. And I'm sure, Ray, you do the same. You never know when inspiration's gonna hit you, but it's like, if you have an idea, like, I'm thinking about cosplaying this character, it's smart to budget and plan.
Yes,
because it'll hit you with $4,000 pretty quickly. So
yeah, Ray, so this doesn't really apply to Will as much. He's mostly masked, which, you know, that's good. But I love you, Will.
Definitely.
But Ray, do you do like all your own makeup for like Ahsoka? Is that like all you, or do you have like makeup artist friends that help you out with that stuff?
I wish. No,
that's all
I
you?
don't. That's all me. That's the only one with Ahsoka. I have an assistant who helps me with spraying parts that are unreachable.
How long
for
does it
myself. Ahsoka altogether, about 4 hours, 4.5 to 5 hours, depending on what time of the night or day it is and how much coffee I had. So it really was all kinds of timings.
How much time, because I know, like, obviously you do this a lot and you do different photo shoots. Do you try and like cram like a bunch of photo shoots into like one day or into like 1 week, or how much time over the course of, say, like a typical month do you spend in cosplay?
You know, not as much as it seems, because with Ahsoka, thankfully, we were shooting for over like 7 days. We were shooting fulcrum, that's from the set as well. So every day on set, we were taking pictures all day basically. So I had uh, a bunch of shoots in different locations. So it looks like I've been wearing it forever, but no. And if I do a shoot, it's usually just one per day with Ahsoka, because she just takes so much time to get ready, and then I get tired pretty fast in her. Especially if it's it's an active shoot, I have no rest, so I have to be quick. And overall, you know what? I'm trying to get at least a shoot per 2 weeks. Sometimes it's once a week, but it's not always in cosplay. A lot of times it's just my fashion stuff or lifestyle stuff or whatever. But cosplay, yeah, it really depends on the weather, on everything, on an occasion. If there's an occasion to do a shoot, I will do that. Like Halloween is coming, you know, I'll do something for that.
Nice.
So yeah, it depends on how busy I am again. So I always like to have a little stash of pictures or videos that I can use throughout the time if I'm too busy to do it.
Right. I have a question. So, do you now, because you can honestly say that now you're, especially amongst the, the cosplay community, you're making these characters more than just iconic. People, when they see you, it's like having a piece of nostalgia right in front of them, having that character that they love in front of them. How often, and I'm pretty sure the people out there would want to know, how often do you get invited and are you hired to do like certain events and, be a part of certain venues and stuff like that? How often you hired to do stuff like that?
You know, I'm not hired.
Really?
No, I do events as a part of 501st and Rebel Legion. At least before COVID, I was doing it on a regular basis. Now it slowed down, but it's picked up again. So that's obviously not work for hire. That's a charity event. You go in for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did a lot of that. And as far for, like, being hired for an event, I do not do that. I was not ever hired for that.
Okay.
However, there were a couple of occasions that was like an exception, and I did 2 events at Patterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. So they were doing a Blade Runner exhibit with all the spinners and props from the film.
Yeah.
So I was Joy one night and opening night, and I was Rachel, and I did that because it was just great to meet all the creators of those vehicles, to talk to them. So I did that, and that was it. That was the only, and it wasn't even Star Wars. It was just a separate thing. Yeah, and that's it. I did model as Ahsoka twice for official Star Wars artworks.
Yeah.
For Star Wars Celebration and for San Diego Comic Con.
Gotcha.
But I was not in the event. But otherwise, you know what? I'm like my own person, I guess, like in terms of freelancing or artistry. So even if someone reached out to me, I just don't feel like I should do it. I don't know. I'm more of an actor, so if someone wants to hire me for an acting work, of course, that's what I do, but not to be in costume. I do guest appearances as a judge for a convention, let's say, to judge a costume contest, or I can just be a guest. But it's not exactly, the line of work I want to do. So I don't do that kind of stuff.
So it's just more so like you want to be, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself in just one line of doing something. You want, like I said, the acting, of course, is probably like your first and foremost, something that you would want to do.
Yeah, what I learned is for anyone who is acting or pursuing acting and also does cosplay, it's be careful. What I learned that people stereotype a lot, and I wasn't thinking about that before, but now I see it so clearly that if you're a cosplayer, people will see you and learn you are a cosplayer. They will see you as that, and they will not even think that you can do other things. And I've read comments like, "Oh yeah, she looks like Ahsoka, but she can't act. I mean, she's just a good picture. She can pose like her," and that's very heartbreaking to read because, like, how do you know?
How do you even know a person? Yeah, like you're just seeing an image, but you're not really getting to know that person and what they're capable of doing. So I get that.
I'm not just talking about myself, but anyone. If you see somebody being a character, you don't know anything. So I started to be more careful with what I do and how I project myself out there, so that I'm known as an actor first and foremost.
Yes.
And then as a cosplayer, because cosplays are my roles, just little.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like you do it so well. And the thing is, and people don't know, like you're so well versed in not just acting, cosplay too, but you're also a musician. Like a lot of people didn't really know that, like that you sing and you've done, working at genre. So you're just like well versed across the board, just like a ball of talent all in one. So it's and the thing is, it's like when it's someone, especially on that platform, when you become visible, it's like you said, it becomes a perception and then expectation, to whereas they expect you to do this on a daily basis. They expect, when they see you, this is what you are. And then it becomes those conversations rather than everything else that you want to do or you inspire to do. They're just focused on one particular thing. So it would have to be tough, but you maneuver around it so well. Like you do well at that. So, definitely I commend you on that. Like,
I'm sure everybody in here is following you now on Instagram if they weren't already. I'm sure they were already.
Yes.
Not,
make sure that you are following her.
Then if you're not, then you're not aware when really cool shit like this drops, and you can grab this.
Like this piece is amazing.
This is no joke. This is
and you know what? I didn't realize when we talked. I didn't realize how big this piece was.
I did not either. I got it in the mail, and
I was like, this piece
it's big.
I got a big head.
Huge. Like this piece is huge, but it's like I won't even let anyone touch it. Like I'm the only person allowed to really touch it. Like I told myself,
I bought this for my daughter, and I don't really let her have it.
I wanted because I was gonna put it like here, but I'm like,
no, it's way too big.
It's gonna tip you over.
It'd tip me over. I was like, yo, I need to put some. So I'm gonna find something more sturdier to wear. But this piece is phenomenal.
Think like die cast Iron Man. Like this
really?
It's got weight to it. This
is. It has
metal. That's intense. Yeah.
Because there's so many details. We were working on it with Igor, the artist who did this artwork, and we're like, well, shoot, like there's so many details. What do we do? And he's like, well, let's make it bigger. The factor is like, how big do you want this? Was like bigger.
Amazingly big. Like, so do you have any more pieces coming? Like, that you have up and coming?
Yesterday I just dropped a new one. Oh. You want to see?
Yes, I do. Yeah. You know
exclusive.
That. Yes, and exclusive. You are getting it here exclusively. You can see the product, and I'm pretty sure she'll let you know you can get it.
It doesn't have a backing card because I haven't packed them yet. This will be my tomorrow.
Ooh,
but this time it's smaller, but nevertheless.
This one?
Yes.
That's so cool.
That's amazing. That's an amazing piece.
So this is me and my cat in form of Morai. Because he's on my shoulder all the time.
Wow.
That's a good size piece too.
It's not as huge. It's a little.
It's
still a nice piece. It's still a nice piece.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Man.
It is, and it's so you're partnered with the company that does this, that creates these for you, or
no? I come up with the idea with my friend Igor, who's the artist, who's fantastic. Okay. So we spend hours and hours and hours on Instagram just exchanging sketches and fine tuning little details, and he finalizes the artwork. And then there's a company that produces them based on his design. Mm-hmm. So, and then I just handle everything. I package them myself. I send them myself.
Yeah.
For my daughter.
Yo,
I like it. It's also art. It was just we're creating. He's painting. I'm sketching. Then it comes, and it's so cool just to package everything and send it to people so they could love it. It's just so rewarding. And then I get some income from it that goes back into creating stuff for you guys. So
there you go.
Well, I'm gonna order one. So I'm gonna order one. So put one aside for me before the chat buys them all up.
They're going to destroy. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody is. If you're not again,
Chat,
like if you have not,
leave one for me.
Exactly. If
it.
you have not, follow her on Instagram, Twitter. You know, she has a couple of different IPs, a couple of different places where you can actually find her. You know,
I legit sometimes just sit there and scroll through your Instagram with my daughter. And
just looking at like all the photos just to
Ahsoka,
basically see what's going to come up. Yeah.
Yeah, Ahsoka is her favorite character. She's 9 years old. She loves Star Wars. And when she saw this, I can't tell you, like she flipped out. She was so ecstatic.
Oh, so good to hear.
So how often do you get like letters or just like people who inbox you to tell you how much you've like changed it, or you've touched their children, like you've touched their heart, like, you know, you inspired them, you know? Do you get like inspirational messages from individuals, like just telling you how much they love your work and how much you inspire their kids and inspire even like some of the cosplayers or even people in other places just to dream bigger and do bigger things?
Yeah, those are the best messages to get, I guess, because if art inspires art, I think that's the best reward. You know, you're changing something for the better for someone, maybe on a little scale or on a big scale, doesn't matter. So that's why I think art exists, and that's why we do it. And when I get those messages, it's just so cool, especially, you know, when dads and moms write and then they say, like, you know, their little daughters looking up to not only just the costumes, but some of the values that I talk about. You know, it's just the best.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I get to share something with the world.
So I got a single songwriter. He asked, do you see Casca Reeves in your future?
Okay, get more pins and then we'll see.
Get more pins.
Armor, guys, I'm already talking. Okay, I cannot spoil anything, but like Ahsoka Mandalorian, that's already a set of armor, and then there's other things I need to do. So there is a list, and
there's a list of certain things that you don't want to spoil, but I'm pretty sure.
I already said this. I'm gonna do a non-spoilery advertisement. So these will basically go to help me with the next little film, and it's gonna be small, super small, but super cool and super different, and it's gonna be Star Wars, and I hope we can shoot it in a month. So right now I'm on full-on pre-production. I just finished the script almost finished, and I'm now talking to people who will be involved to see who's available and when and all of that stuff. And VFX, wish me luck, may the force be with me. With the visual effects. So it's gonna be smaller, so this way we can do it faster and everything. But yes, but it's not Casca Reeves. No.
I've seen that, like, you've gotten a lot of good responses off that film. Like you have, like, you've gotten a lot of hits and a lot of good responses off of it. Like, I mean, that, especially like for fan-made films, you know, just certain things that, you know, people can, you know, just take a look at and, you know, enjoy. Like, it's getting a lot of, you know, a lot of views and a lot of people that, you know, have gravitated to it. So, like, just to continue that on, have you gotten like, have any other individuals like who do other fan films and stuff like that reached out to you to be a part of what they're doing, or, you know, have they actually reached out to see if you would want to be a part of it, or, you know, said, look, you know, this is something we can collaborate on?
Well, they did say hi, so we didn't talk about anything in particular. Just say, hey, I'm also doing this fan film, so let's talk, you know, see what we can create. So there was nothing in particular yet, and especially it's hard right now because everyone's all over the place. So, you know, so it's harder to do now. But I'm collaborating with voiceover stuff with some people. And my friend Kiefer, who did Doom, so I was Hera in that, and I'm gonna be a hologram Hera in the next one of his project. So I still need to do a voiceover for that. But yes, I'm talking to other guys online who are amazing voiceover actors, and hopefully I get to work with them on my things. So there's always some collaboration happening.
Now I can't. This one was probably one of my favorites, and because look, I'm an OG Blade Runner fan, so that's just who I am. I can't. But this right here, when you did this, like, that was amazing. Like, literally amazing. So
that was in the museum with the spinner. It's the actual spinner.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Like,
from the movie.
That's cool.
That is super cool. Like, seriously, like, I mean, when you do, and this is what I mean, like, it isn't, you're taking these iconic characters and you're making it your own. to the point where it's like when people see them, like especially when you see this looks like a shot from an actual film. Like I'm watching, like I could see something like this in a film. Like I can see like it's being shot visually, like just everything and how it was done. Like you would have thought like this was on set or an insert or like a screenshot of an actual film. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, it's like Mike Batista who took this the picture. He's just so talented. You could never tell this was taken just at a normal museum.
Yeah,
It doesn't look like it, and he barely did any
Nah.
treatment, so it just turned out like that. I think it's great.
Just the lighting
That's
and
awesome.
everything. That's incredible. I mean, seriously incredible. So, like, let everybody know, like, what's next for Ray? What's coming up? What do you got coming up? A couple of things that you might have, without spoiling anything, of course. But
Okay.
like, just a couple of things that you actually have coming up that are in the works.
So the music video that we almost shot, and
Mm-hmm.
the new song, then this new little short Star Wars film, hopefully
Okay.
in a month. Then Mandalorian Ahsoka. I don't know when she's gonna be finished, but she should be. And then I have a White Arena Padme cosplay. So she's cool.
Ooh.
That sounds
And
awesome.
may the force be with me again. I hope I get to finish my Wonder Woman. It's just some parts of her just been so freaking hard, and I just need to pull myself together and get it done.
Now,
So
which version? Are you going to do the golden
movie.
armor or the movie?
the movie, the
Okay,
first
gotcha.
movie. It's just the corset and the shoes. It's just a bunch of things, but I'll figure it out. And I think once, especially with Padme, I think when the things are ready, I'll definitely want to shoot videos with them, because now I have more confidence as a filmmaker. So I get all this ideas I could do and films I can shoot. So hopefully there will be something else.
Okay.
But this
well,
next one is going to be unexpected.
Man, I can't. I'm always. And here's the thing. Like, I'm always watching. I'm always messaging you. Like, okay, what's coming up next? What's going on? What you
Yeah.
got? What you got going on? Like, I mean, literally, like, such a fan of everything that you've actually done from day one. And the thing is, it's like, yo, when somebody messaged me and they were like, "You don't know her for real, do you?" And I was like, "Yes, I do. Do you not understand? Like, I'm not going to just bring her on if I don't know her." Like, no, you don't. You don't know her for real, do you? I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah, like, we'll see.
Yeah,
He's
no,
like,
tell him I'm a terrible person. You still like me.
all right.
Well,
You know?
likewise, absolutely likewise.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, it's such a privilege and an honor to actually have you on the show. Now? Let me ask you a question, really quick. Are you going to this year's celebration?
You mean next year?
Or yeah, next year's celebration, Star Wars
Well,
celebration.
I hope so. I have the tickets, but I also have my films. Like, I'm shooting 2 short films this next weekend, and I have a feature film planned. So I don't know how that's gonna go and when. Hopefully, it'll be done by then. But if everything works out, if I'm not on set and I'm free to go, then I will be there, and I'll definitely do my best to be there. So tickets are here. Anaheim's 45 minutes away. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope so.
That's gonna be amazing. Like literally, that's gonna be amazing.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. Are you coming?
Oh yes, I'll be there. I would definitely be there. I've been. The thing is, it was such a bummer. Like, I mean, I understood just because of COVID and everything why it was pushed. But again, like now, and I think everybody's pretty much, they're kind of like crossing their fingers because of this variant. They don't know how serious that's going to be, or if it's going to be one of those things where it pushes it back even further. Like, so it's more so like a wait and see type of situation, just to see what happens and how it all pans out. So I don't know.
The whole world is like that right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on my tickets. I'm waiting for the tickets to arrive. So as soon as they get here,
Yeah, they haven't come.
yeah, they haven't come, but as soon as they are, then yeah, definitely. I've been planning this out for a while. It's like 3 times that we've had to move the hotel because the first time they canceled it, then they weren't really sure about the second time. So yeah, like it's going to be something.
That's why these streams are like our mini celebrations.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely they are. They are
Holds us all.
definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But again, like I said, it was great again having you on the show. Again, like I said, everybody, if you haven't followed her, definitely follow her on Instagram. and Twitter, and you'll basically get updates on what she's doing, her explorations. She has, ways that you can get her merch. You can purchase her pins.
I literally messaged her about
Prince.
the pin while we were streaming right here, and I'm gonna PayPal her in the morning, and I'm
Yes,
you get that pin.
I do sign my photo prints. Yes, somebody was asking in the comments. Yes, I have prints too.
Oh, did they? They said,
Nice.
oh, okay. So
that's awesome.
Yep.
that's another thing. I got to get me a photo print. So that's a couple of things. So we got to, again, if you're in the community, support her merch, her merchandise, get her pins. Definitely just do that. And if, again, follow her, because if you want to see some magnificent photos, just her work, and even beyond just cosplay, she's talented in everything that she actually does. So do support. Again, this is a community as all, collecting, cosplay, just everything it's just a universal community that we all support each other. So definitely do that. Will Foxification, what you got coming up, bro?
Dude, the stream on Sunday. So I'm thinking you're going to be on for that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, because you're the regular, man. I need you there.
What's the topic?
No idea.
All right.
The
way you said it made it like there's like something you got brewing.
No, I guess something's always brewing in my head, but whether I can actually come up with a cohesive idea, that's the main question.
Well, there could be some. I mean, it'll be more in the video game portion of your channel and fandom. PlayStation's got an event tomorrow. Should be some pretty big announcements.
What time is it tomorrow?
It's like 3 o'clock for us. 3 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
Because it's 1. Or no, 4 o'clock, because it's 1 Pacific. So it'd be 4 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, I'm excited. Hopefully God of War, dude. God of War.
God of War, Last of Us, like factions, or the first remake.
I was about to say,
and Spider-Man. So we could be getting some good stuff.
Yeah.
But what else?
Yeah, and Lael. So I definitely gonna do another. I'm gonna do another video essay soon. I gotta pick my topic, man. I did that Joker one, that was fun. So I gotta come up with something else. But there's gonna be one in the works soon. But the stream on Sunday, I need to do a Shang-Chi review formally.
Yeah.
But because we did the spoiler review, and I and everyone else. But we haven't.
You have to do.
I haven't done my own. Yeah. So I gotta do that. And that's pretty much the gist for me. And there'll be some. Oh, dude. Did I send you the pic of Prime 1 Sauron?
Not yet.
He's shipping soon.
Oh, I saw those. Yeah, John posted those. I saw those.
I got him. I'm going to do a live unboxing, so if any of you guys want to be on, right? If you want to come on, feel free. I don't know if you know anything about Lord of the Rings, but I'm sure you do.
I know anything?
Okay. Right, I've not seen you in a Lord of the Rings costume.
I don't even like Lord of the Rings, but those statues are impressive.
She said not yet. She said not yet.
See, there we go. Okay.
You know what? It's just,
awesome.
You know me, I cannot do just simple things. I need to do that Elwyn in her old battle.
See?
You're not going to have
battle armor.
Right. Just tag me as inspiration. Okay. I inspired you to do that in this stream tonight. That's all I ask.
Yes, do that.
Okay. So
that would be amazing.
But yeah,
awesome.
Prime 1 Sauron. There'll be, and Baldur from God of War is coming soon. So I got some definitely unboxings and reviews coming for those soon. So
definitely.
Keep me posted. I'd like to come again. You guys are amazing. It's
absolutely
come on.
Right.
You're always welcome on this show anytime you actually want. Brendan, what you got coming up, bro?
Immediately would be right after this. Gonna jump into the stream on Collecting Weekly. So anybody in the chat wants to join in there, then come on over. We'll be looking at some of the recent acquisitions that I had today. Venom and the Trevor Slattery / Mandarin from Iron Man 3. So you can jump over for that fun. They're streaming right now, so we'll be heading over there. I think, Lael, you're going to join maybe?
Yeah.
So we're going to be over there right after this. Other than that, but it's just been a whirlwind kind of week. My kids started back at school. My youngest started had her first day in kindergarten today, so that made me feel really
that's
old.
awesome.
Yeah.
So that and pretty much just the streams that we've got scheduled and just normal shenanigans.
Okay, definitely. So, yes, and tomorrow, for everybody who can attend, definitely the Uncivilized Scoundrels will make his debut on this channel. Everything and all things Star Wars will actually make his debut tomorrow night, 9:15. I know my guy, I don't know if Mario's in here, but he wants me to send it to him. But we're going to give you, again, everybody's been saying that they want to actually hear the intro to it. So I'm going to play the intro one more time. This is the actual intro for Uncivilized Scoundrels that you will see tomorrow. Check it out.
So uncivilized.
That was the intro for tomorrow's show.
So good.
So definitely tune in. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting show. We're going to be covering pretty much everything that's out there in the world of Disney Plus, like all the Disney Plus shows, the continuity between the actual, or the cohesiveness basically between the shows and the film, and to see where Star Wars is going in the future. It's going to be a jam-packed show, so definitely you do want to attend and check that out. Also, again, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. As always, prepare for the next adventure. You know, get these likes up. Again, tomorrow, depending on what we actually do, if we actually hit 1,000, then basically we will be giving away there's a giveaway tomorrow, a special giveaway, possibly. If we don't reach it, we're not going to give it away, but if we do, we will give it away. You'll see that tomorrow, definitely. But yeah, great show. Thanks everybody for basically being here. Thank you guys out there. I always actually like to lead by addressing the chat really quick. We have the OG when Star Wars was Star Wars. How you doing, man? Glad you came. Jeff Long, Philip the Fool. We have here DJ, Max Geekdom, Lynch Design, Dave C, Willie Chu, DK, Latoya, love you, baby. Mike Fiala, Willie Chu, I already said that already. Let's see here. This my man, single songwriter all day, love you, boy. We got Ekwan, Tobar, Sinister SMR. Let's see who else we got in here. Nerdy Niecy's in the bill. Niecy, how you doing? Love you. We got let's see here, J-M3. We got, let's see who else is here. Kinky Spinster. Is that Spinster or Sphinster?
Sphincter.
Sphincter.
What a name.
What a name. Why, wow.
It's basically a frisky butthole. That's what it is.
Thanks for the translation, Brendan.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know that.
Well, I'm just saying, he wasn't. It seemed like he was completely
I was
clear.
classy,
Exactly.
Brendan. I said just the tips. I was classy.
Yeah, we're not even going.
No,
we're off
everybody
that.
did that. No.
We are off that. Anyway,
Everybody
again,
knew what that was.
Ray
Willie
has no
Chu-
idea what she joined.
6 Scale Mafia in the building, definitely. Anyway, thank you guys for actually showing up and being a part of the journey. Ray, thank you again. You know you are welcome anytime, all day, every day, whenever you actually want to come through. I'm going to have you on the show again. I already know that, to see what you're up to. But definitely thank you for coming through. Again, everybody, we love you. Again, live life, be as calm, peaceful, kind as you can be to one another. And just keep the peace. We don't want the drama. We don't welcome the drama here. It's all peace. And this is how we do. So again, thank you guys for coming. And we will see you next time.
Thank you.